Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Happy Sunday night. Glad to have you guys back in on the stream here tonight as we have UCLA taking on Yukon. Mick Cronin going up against Dan Hurley in what should be a fascinating matchup between these two teams tonight. Winner will move on to the Sweet 16 to face Michigan State next week. If you're doing a stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And man, we have quite a bit of games here. I'm going to run down and give you guys the updates of what's been going on ever since my first stream earlier today. Wow. St. John's, they were up by 14, able to close it out. A winner at the buzzer with a game-winning layup, 67-65 for St. John's. And then a couple minutes ago, Tennessee able to outlast Virginia 79-72. Anyway, I can take you out of the bracket challenge. I'll look into it. I think there's a way that you can, like, I think it has to be on your end, I think. So, I think there's a way that you can, like, disable yourself from a group on there, but I don't think I can take off anybody's since I'm the one that created the group, but I believe there's a way to, like, remove yourself from the group personally, I believe. Well, what a stunner right now. Iowa is leading Florida at the moment, 53-44, Carly. That's a stunner. Arizona up against Utah State, 27-16 as well. So a couple of games going on during this hour at the moment. Yukon, 30-5 overall. They slipped down the stretch, late stretch of the season. Lost the regular season finale against Marquette, beat Xavier in the Big East quarters, beat Georgetown in the Big East semis, but then got crushed to St. John's, lost by 20 in the Big East championship. And against Furman, they were struggling. Really rough game against Furman in the first round, able to outlast Furman 82-71. And that was a big thanks to Tarris Reed. He was a monster on the glass in that game for Tarris Reed. 31 points, 27 rebounds. Just unheard of for that many rebounds. 11 of those offensive rebounds, 16 defensive rebounds. Just a complete animal on the glass for Tarris Reed. Single-handedly guiding his team to victory. Nobody could stop him down low for Furman. It's really concerning going into this matchup here for UConn tonight because, I mean, they've been slipping lately for them. And they're struggling from three. They went just 5 for 25 from the perimeter in the last game against Furman. Luckily for them, they were plus 21 in the glass, but 32% from three-point range in the previous 4 out of 5 games. Really just, I'm concerned about the Huskies going into this matchup right now for them because they just haven't been able to get their shots to drop. They've been struggling recently for them. This UCLA team, they're getting red hot at the right time. For UCLA, though, they have a key injury entering tonight. Their leading scorer, leading rebounder, Tyler Bilodeau, is not playing once again. So he didn't play in the first game against UCF. They still won 75-71. They almost blew a double-digit lead against UCF. UCF was horrific at the free throw line. UCF went 5 for 16 as a team at the free throw line. And UCLA, despite shooting just 40% for the floor and 29% from three, able to pull out the victory. Solid contributions out of their starting 5 between the 4 guys in double figures. Eric Daly Jr., he had 20. Xavier Booker stepped up in a big way for the Michigan State transfer. He had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks for Booker. That's huge. They're going to need that production once again for Xavier Booker tonight to pull off an upset over number 2 seeded UConn. What's good? Welcome in. We got Anderson on the street. Welcome in. I actually took UCLA in my bracket tonight, so I think it could go either way. UConn's gonna win the battle on the glass, but if UCLA can keep the rebound margin close, then they're gonna have the shot to win this game. UConn has been struggling from three. If UConn's able to knock down their shots, they started off the season extremely efficient from the perimeter. They just haven't been able to get that together lately for them. A lot of miscues, a lot of bad offensive possessions for UConn. So I expect like a slow tempo game. UCLA plays one of the slower tempo offenses in the nation. A physical, gritty battle. Both coaches going after it tonight. There should be a separate cam of both of these coaches mic'd up. Just it's gonna be fascinating to watch tonight between these two teams going at it. Money time, welcome in. Took Iowa, wow. Big on that pick right there. Iowa looking good, Carly. And I guess you can add Ben McCollum to the list of coaches don't pick against early on in the tournament. National champion, Division II level over in Northwest Missouri State. And then moves up for a season at Drake. And then wins a tournament game last year for Drake in the first round. And then head coach at Iowa beats Clemson in round 1. And right now, number 1 on the ropes, defending champions. Down by 8, 55-47. 11.5 left to go in that matchup. Arizona leading Utah State 27-18. Yeah, that was a tough matchup there for Miami. That Purdue team's been playing for a long time with one another. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in. Got a little bit of time before it tips off, it looks like. So this tip-off time got moved back to 9:10 p.m. It was supposed to be 8:45. That Virginia-Tennessee game, that game ran late. There was a lot of stoppages the last couple minutes. Coaches' challenges, holding up time. Tough call going against Virginia on a challenge of a possession. Tennessee swatted the ball backwards off a defensive rebound chance. It shot right off the head of a Tennessee player, and then Virginia, one of their guys went up in the air but whiffed at it, didn't touch it, and it sailed out of bounds. But there was inconclusive evidence, so since it was 50-50 on the evidence, not enough to overturn it with the camera angles they had, and it was kept Tennessee possession. Tennessee ended up winning by 7, 79-72. Yeah, that was wild. So Kansas was trailing by 14. They come on back. St. John's has zero momentum in the final 5 minutes. And then St. John's, the guy who was breaking a bunch of shots for them throughout the tournament, goes in off a dribble drive layup off the inbound and scores the game-winning layup. What a way to end it for St. John's. So St. John's against Duke in the Sweet 16. Arizona right now up against Utah State 27-15. Or 27-18. Utah State's given Arizona quite a bit of a fight. Yeah, Kansas once again. It's now the fourth straight year for Kansas. They get bounced out prior to the Sweet 16. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Xfinity Mobile Arena will be this matchup tonight between UCLA and UConn. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win this one, UCLA or UConn. Florida trying to come on back. Florida just made a shot, 55-49, 6-point game. It's going to be frustrating to play like a team like Iowa. Iowa is one of the best defenses in the country, one of the slowest tempo offenses in the country. Yeah, this is like last season's Drake 2.0. Their head coach coached a year at Drake, Ben McCollum. He won multiple titles at Northwest Missouri State at the Division II level. Well, really earning a name for himself right now for him as head coach. Florida trying to get right back into it. Iowa just shot an air ball. UConn at 5.5. They're the favorites on the line. Tyler Bilodeau is not playing tonight, so major loss for UCLA. He's out again. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, not playing. (55-51). Florida only down by 4. Yeah, Florida now start to ramp up defensively. They're challenging everything. Here comes Florida. I think there's a way that you can take yourself out, Jeffrey. I believe. It says here that you can remove yourself from the ESPN Tournament Challenge group. Oh, it says provided you do so before the tournament locks tip off. Should probably put in progress and see if there's anything. Oh, it's actually on me. I have to see if the group is locked or unlocked. So if the group is unlocked, you can still leave at any time. If the group is locked, you cannot leave the group or remove the entry. Yeah, so I'll see if it's unlocked. We got like 10 minutes before tip-off. So this game's been pushed back. Oh, so my group's an unlocked group, so at any time you can like leave the group. Yeah, I think I saw it's got 37 right now in the group. I believe it was at 39, so I think a couple people pulled out. off the group. Here comes Florida, 57-56, timeout Iowa. Still plenty of time left to go in that game, 8:16 left to go. UCLA is going to have to compete hard on the glass in this one tonight. They're without their leading scorer, leading rebounder, Tyler Bilodeau. This should be an interesting matchup. Mick Cronin and Dan Hurley. UConn's been playing horrific lately. Some bad losses down the stretch. Lost to Marquette in the regular season finale. Got crushed against St. John's, lost by 20. And they were having a tough time getting past Furman in their opening round matchup. Big thanks to Tyrus Reed, who saved the team. 31-27 for points and rebounds. A monster performance. Gigantic double-double by Tyrus Reed. But this UConn team, man, they've been struggling from three for them recently. If they're able to get their threes to drop, then they're looking at a victory today. But UCLA, they're going to force stops. They're going to slow down the basketball. The thing is UConn's just so good at offensive rebounds. If UConn comes out, they control the glass, and they smash this UCLA team on the glass. UConn's going to win the game. Arizona up by 10, 32-22 over Utah State. Props to Utah State, giving Arizona a fight, though. In my opinion, Arizona's, like, the top team, in my opinion, in college basketball this year. From top to bottom, balanced lineup for them. Historically, they just haven't been able to do well in tournaments. They haven't won a championship since 1997 for them. So no team has won west of Texas since 1997. So the odds are stacked against them, but up by 11. Utah State, though, playing with a lot of heart. They believe that they were they believe that they were underseeded, and they proved it with that win over Villanova. Thanks for the update, Jeffrey. Celtics were looking good early on. The Celtics limited Minnesota to 14 first-half points. Keita's got 10 rebounds before half. Keita is a product of Utah State, so he played college hoops at Utah State. Wow, that's a huge free throw discrepancy. 17 attempted free throws by Arizona, just 2 by Utah State. So we'll keep you guys posted. Couple games going on right now at the moment. We're going to have UCLA UConn tip-off in around 5 minutes from now. Florida trailing by 1 against Iowa, 57-56, 8:16 remaining in that matchup. UConn pulling a 5.5-point favorite on the spread. So that's gone up within the last half hour. Tyler Bilodeau not playing for UCLA. I'm probably going to be back live on Thursday, most likely. So I'm probably not going to stream the Celtics Thunder. I got so much work coming up this weekend. I have a lacrosse game Friday night, lacrosse on Saturday afternoon, and then baseball on Sunday. If it is not raining out. I was actually supposed to call a baseball game today, and then they moved it like an hour and a half north, and luckily it got rained out. So yeah, pretty bad downpours up here to the Northeast. I heard the rest of the country's in a heat wave. I checked the 15-day forecast where I am, and it ain't getting over 55 for the next 15 days here. Actually, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So where I am, we're getting 2 inches of snow tomorrow. Up in New Hampshire, they're getting like a half a foot up to a foot in some places. Just insane. Like, here we are at the beginning of spring, and spring is never coming. Winter is still here. Yeah. In other parts of the country, they're in like a historic heat wave. It's nowhere to be found. Like, we haven't had any good days we haven't got up in the Northeast. We had one day where it's like 65 degrees, but where I live, I'm close to the ocean, so we had like an ocean breeze, and it was like 52 where I was, but like close to Boston, it was like 65 or 70. But like over like Cape Cod, Southeast Mass, it was like 45, 50 that day with the ocean breeze. Florida just took the lead 60-58, the first lead for Florida since they were up 11-8. And Iowa with a big response just drilled a corner three, 61-60 Iowa. Yeah, I see Minnesota's up at the half, 47-44. That's the national TV game tonight over on NBC. Wow, there's like a bunch of guys in foul trouble in this Iowa-Florida game. And Arizona up at the half, 33-24 over Utah State. Wow, humongous three just made by Florida. 63-61 Florida with 6.5 left. Yeah, if Iowa wins, that busts everybody's brackets. A lot of people at Florida going to at least Elite 8, Final 4, winning the national championship. So not only the Sweet 16, but people have them going like another round plus after that at least. All right, here we go. UConn, UCLA finally. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. The number 7 seed, the UCLA Bruins, 24-11 overall. They went to the Final Four in 2021, Sweet 16 in 2022 and 2023. Looking to see if they can get revenge after being bounced out of the second round last season. UConn bounced down the second round against the national champs Florida last year. In a one-possession game, back-to-back national champions the 2 seasons prior to that in 2023 and 2024. What a matchup we have in store. Head coach Dan Hurley for UConn going up against head coach Mick Cronin for UCLA. Couple of key injury updates. Tyler Bilodeau, a knee injury for UCLA. He is out tonight. Missed the first-round matchup as well against UCF. Silas Demery Jr., he is available tonight. Good to go for the Huskies. UConn trying to regain their form. Number 2 seed. They haven't really been able to play like it within the last couple of weeks. Struggling recently for UConn. They lost by 20 in the Big East Tournament Championship against St. John's. They were in a dogfight for most of the game against Furman. Eventually pulled out, won it by 11. And big thanks to Terrace Reed in that game. 31 points, 27 rebounds in the opening round against Furman. A career high. They were plus 21 on the glass as a team, 44-23. The first player in the NCAA tournament since 1968 with a 30-plus point, 25-plus rebound game. Malachi Smith, solo ball, Braylon Mullins, Alex Cariban, Terrace Reed Jr., the starting 5 for UConn, going up against Donovan Dent, Sky Clark, Trent Perry, Eric Daly Jr., and Xavier Booker, the starting 5 for UCLA. Xavier Booker, former Michigan State Spartan. Big key in the glass for him in the previous matchup, coming off a game where he had 15, 8, and 4 for points, rebounds, and blocks. So that is huge there because he's going to be the beneficiary stepping up into that role in place of Tyler Bilodeau, the team's leading scorer, top rebounder, who is not available tonight for this matchup for the Bruins. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win this one here, UCLA or UConn? Some late night college hoops final stream for me to close out the round of 32. UConn, the white jerseys, dark blue numbers, dark blue letters tonight for the Huskies. UCLA with their UCLA royal blue jerseys, gold numbers, gold letters at the front of the jerseys as we are underway. UConn left to right controls the opening tip. First possession of the game, Huskies at the wing, solo ball on top into the hands to Malachi Smith. Smith guarded around the perimeter, boosted over to the top of the key, got deflected, intercepted by Sky Clark at UCLA, right to the rim, he scores the layup. Ball control. UConn, difficulty off the opening possession. They'll try it once again. Dan Hurley can't be pleased about that with that start. UConn at the wing with solo ball. Top of the key, getting some ball pressure here, displayed by UCLA's defense. Handoff from Reed to Smith. Smith jacks up the three straight away. Off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by UConn. Cariban shoots the three, in and out, tipped up in the air. Tipped up, and a rebound collected by UCLA. Ripped away by Xavier Booker. Xavier Booker is going to be so key in this matchup for the Bruins. 6'11" big. A transfer from Michigan State. Trent Perry. Handoff to Clark on top with Booker. At the wing for UCLA with Dent. Dent accelerates to the cup. No good. Missed the layup. Was fouled. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Donovan Dent. Donovan Dent, a transfer from New Mexico. One of the top scorers in the nation a year ago. Winner will face Michigan State, the 3 seed in the Sweet 16. Could very well set up Xavier Booker if UCLA wins against this former team. First free throw, good at the line by Dent. Second free throw by Dent, right down the middle. 4-zip Bruins. Donovan Dent averaging 13 points per game, 7.5 assists per game, top 10 in the country in assists per game. Ball. Lob to Reed off the double team. Kick out on top off to Malachi Smith, moves it off to the wing. Braylon Mullins dribbles up, lost the handle, out of bounds as a UConn turnover. Yep, UConn still playing like they've been playing for the last week plus. Rough. UCLA up by 4. Pass midcourt for the Bruins. Donovan Dent slows down tempo. 3:15 in the nation and adjusted tempo per game for UCLA. They dribble up to the elbow. They got it stripped in. Lost it. It's a turnover. Up the court with solo ball. Solo ball, jump off. Down low. Cariban soars up to the rack. And he throws it down with a 2-handed flush. Good trail right there by Alex Cariban. Team leader. Back-to-back national champion for Cariban and 23 and 24 at UConn. Laba looking over the top with an alley-oop slam to Xavier Booker. Off the assist by Donovan Dent. Wow, that was special right there off that pass. Xavier Booker, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks in the opener against UCF on Friday. UConn, top of the key with solo ball. Ball looking for an open teammate, stagnant offensively, moves it off to Cariban. Cariban, push pass corner off to Mullins, back into the hands to Cariban, slides it off to his right. Ball. At the top, off to Mullins again, 6 in the timer. Lob to Reed. Reed backs his way off the pivot. Reed goes up, puts it up, and draws the foul. 2 free throws coming up at the line by Tarris Reed Jr. for UConn. Both teams show a lot of patience so far with their possessions. We're just getting started tonight. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action, play-by-play, college hoops, and NBA. Right now, that poll is even. Make sure to vote in the poll. And let us know who you guys like to win, UConn or UCLA. Type it out in the chats. First free throw, good at the line for Tarris Reed Jr. Tarris Reed, Friday night against Furman. 31 points, 27 rebounds. The first player since Elvin Hayes in 1966 to have a 30-plus point game and a 25-plus rebound game in an NCAA tournament matchup. Second free throw is good by Reed. A 2-point game. Bruins with possession. Donovan Dent past the timeline. Dent dribbles up, drives inside the key, puts up the shot, blocked by Reed. They get the basketball back, though, with Eric Freeney. First time in the court for the sophomore from Corona, California. Eric Daly Jr. coming off a 20-point game against UCF. Up fake, shovel pass. Booker inside, back over to Daly. Missed the shot, no good. In and out. Rebound secured by Reed as Yukon will send it up the floor. Cariban at the top. They should have just pushed it right there. Instead, they're going slow tempo. Mullins off the jab, step away from the basketball. It's an offensive foul charge to Yukon. That's on Reed on an illegal screen. Didn't need to do that. Towers Reed matched up with Eric Daly, 6'8", down low. Just trying to post her up, getting the elbow right into the face of Daly. Commits the offensive foul. Did not need to do that if you're Towers Reed. Things getting physical down low. Yukon should have the advantage in this game, down inside the low post and on the glass. For UCLA, it's all going to be about ball control tonight in this matchup and drilling their shots. Lob over the top, looking for Booker. Went up, got fouled. 2 free throws coming up at the line. I am shocked right now with UConn's defense. That's the second alley-oop opportunity that they have allowed so far. This time, it did not result in a jam. It's a foul on top, so 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Xavier Booker. But that cannot happen if you're the Huskies. They've already allowed 1 alley-oop to go down, and that time a foul off the alley-oop attempt. First free throw, good by Booker. UCLA right out of the gate playing their style, playing their play. Slow tempo offense, controlling the game. Donovan Dent tossing up dimes for a top 10 playmaker in the country. Second free throw good. 8-4. UCLA top 40 in the nation in free throw attempts per game. If you're UConn, you cannot put this team at the line. Huskies 1 for 3 from the floor. 3 turnovers so far. That will not last against a ball control UCLA team top 10 in the country and fewest turnovers per game. Almost another one there by Mullins. Out to the corner. Reed off the baseline dribble. Reed blew the layup. Went up and was fouled. Choppy start between these two teams. Not even to the first media timeout and multiple free throws we have gotten so far to begin this game. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit us up in the chat. Who you guys got to win this one, UConn or UCLA? Towers Reed Jr., 2 free throws for UConn. First one left, that's good. Able to get the bounce. Twice off the rim and in. Second free throw by Reed, right down the middle. Bruins with possession. Perfect 4 for 4 for UCLA at the line. UConn perfect 3 for 3. Booker. Back outside off to Trent Perry. Into the hands of the playmaker Donovan Dent. Dent at the top of the key. Off the screen set by Booker. Dent working 1-on-1 around the perimeter, working on the big Towers Reed. Sends it off to number 8, Eric Freeney. Back outside, 5 at a timer. Dent has to launch. He does. Over. Reed, he's got it. Donovan Dent splashes in the triple. 11-6 UCLA. That was a tremendous stroke from the outside by Donovan Dent. Malachi Smith, top of the key. He takes on Dent 1-on-1, slides it off to Mullins, flings it off to the baseline. Reed taking on Booker here at the elbow, flings it cross court. Cariban, rise and fire, got it down. Right down the shoot, delivers. Man, he's just such a pure shooter. Alex Cariban, senior leader. Back-to-back national champion. With a big-time stroke from the outside corner for UConn. Dent circles around on top. Booker takes the 3. Got it! Oh, the big fella can stretch the floor. Xavier Booker zings in the triple. 5 minutes into action. 15 more minutes before halftime. Both of these teams letting it rain from downtown. UCLA 2 for 2 from the perimeter. UConn 1 for 3. UConn with the basketball. Malachi Smith at the top. Sends it cross-court off the Reed off the pivot. Into the hands to Mullins. Up fake. Side step to his left. Jacks up the jumper. No good off the back rim. A rebound controlled by UCLA by number 3, Eric Daly Jr. UCLA will slow it down. 5-point advantage. Trent Perry at the top. Into the hands to Donovan Dent. Dent dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. No good, missed the layup. Just a tad too strong off the glass there by Dent. Here goes UConn, looking to run with it. On top, Mullins. Mullins dribbles up to the elbow. Lob for Reed, down low. Swarmed off a triple team and put it up over the top. Cariban got it, scores it, and a foul. Wasn't the prettiest of possessions, but Alex Cariban able to put it into the net. Banks it off the glass. Good for two from point-blank range as UCLA swarmed in with a triple team. Media timeout, first one of the game, 14-15. Left to go in the opening half, Bruins up by 3. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure to vote in the poll as well. Who you guys like to win this one? UConn up in the poll currently, 55-45. At this moment. Quick check on Florida, Iowa. Going to back onto the screen here and put up the quadruple box on my TV so I can see Florida, Iowa. Arizona is up at the half over Utah State, 33-24. Florida, minute and a half left to go, 71-68 over Iowa. So I'll keep you guys posted on Florida versus Iowa throughout the course of this stream. So right now we're to the opening timeout of action. Minute 10 left to go between Florida, Iowa. Florida, number 1 seed on the ropes. Winner of that game will get Nebraska. Winner of this game, UCLA versus UConn, will get Michigan State, the 3 seed. Man, what a dream season it's been for Nebraska. First tournament game that they won ever. And now deepest run in NCAA tournament history to the second weekend. They're going to go in a timeout between Florida and Iowa. Florida was down by double digits. They trail 51-39 midway into the second half. It's now Florida with a lead. 71-68, 1:10 left to play. Keep on smashing the thumbs up. Hitting that like helps out this video a ton. Being found on YouTube, it really helps out with being found in the algorithm as well. Towards like more people being able to locate the stream throughout. And if you haven't done so already, feel free. Type in the chat who you like to win here. Type it in UCLA, UConn. UCLA playing well right now without their top player, Tyler Bilodeau, tonight. Not available. Holding on to a 3-point advantage for the Bruins. So at the free throw line, UConn to shoot the and one. Alex Cariban gonna receive the lob down low, able to bank it in and score. Silas Demery Jr. did not play against Furman. Playing in this matchup today, available. Free throw is good by Cariban coming back from the timeout. UCLA with possession in the backcourt. Dent. As we have a reach and fall charge to UConn. It's on number 23, Jacob Ross. Or Jaden Ross, who picks up the reach in. Yeah, Jaden, older brother of Jacob on the team. So Jaden Ross picks up the reach in. UCLA will go inbound to the backcourt. 4 fouls charged to UConn this half. 3 by UCLA. 14 minutes left to go in the opening half of action. Trent Perry, handoff to Dent. Dent dribbles up to the left wing perimeter. Now towards his right, taking on Reed. On the outside, Perry flings it to the low block. Into the hands to Daly. Jumper, 15-footer around the rim and out. Tip to the baseline. Tipped around. UConn able to save it as the Huskies come away with the basketball. Up the courts with Solo Ball. Solo Ball takes on Eric Daly Jr. around the perimeter. On top two is Silas Demery. Demery at the wing. 12 of the shot clock. Cross court connects with Cariban. Cariban back outside. Debery launches the three. No good. Off the back rim. Rebound secured by Trent Perry for UCLA. UCLA will push it up the floor. Dent into the corner. Launching a three. And they commit the turnover. So turnover on UCLA. It will go back to UConn. Both of these teams, historic blue bloods, combining for 17 national championships. UCLA with 11 national titles. UConn with 6, including back-to-back chips in 23 and 2024 for the Huskies. Absolutely legendary programs. The most between programs in an NCAA tournament game all time tonight with 17 combined national championships. You like historic college basketball? We got it right here, right now in this matchup in round 2. Silas Dummery Jr. into the hands of the solo ball. Ball at the wing, Cariban. Back to ball, top of the key. 13 minutes left to go. Ball, his pass broken up in the air, deflected by Sky Clark. Intercepted by UCLA. The reach-in fall charged the solo ball. That's now number 5 on UConn. And Dan Hurley cannot be liking what he is seeing right now. 71-70. Florida on the ropes. They lead by 1 against Iowa with 10 seconds remaining. Inbound UCLA. We will keep you guys posted on Florida, Iowa. UCLA dribbles up to the elbow. Into the corner. Brandon Williams torses right off the dribble. Turns the corner off the curl. Williams no good off the mark. Tipped off the glass. Battle for the rebound. And UConn collects it with ball. Ball pushes up the floor past midcourt. Top of the key. Outside Cariban. Push pass. Far side corner from Mullins. Back into the hands to Cariban. Cariban looking for an open teammate. And UConn commits to offensive foul. It's on solo ball. Deep foul trouble for ball. That's his second personal. That's now the team's 5th. UConn with 5 turnovers tonight. They had just 9 in their opening round against Furman. 2-point lead for the Bruins. Trent Perry. Edge of the March Madness logo. Perry dribbles up, backs his way inside the key, now accelerates. Perry bobbled it, lost it, off his knee, turnover. And both of these teams struggling to get themselves together. Florida leads Iowa 72-70 with 8.9 seconds left to play. Florida just drilled a free throw at the line. UConn with possession. We're down to 12 minutes left before halftime. Drive, kick out to the corner, Cariban. Cariban at the wing, sends it on top to Mullins. Entry pass lob down low, in and out of the fingertips. For UConn, it's a turnover. We're under 12 minutes left to go. We reached a media break. Both of these teams struggling to regain their footing right now. UConn with 6 turnovers in this first half as we head to the timeout. Good spot to take the timeout right now because this Florida-Iowa game is coming right down to the wire. Florida leads 72-70. Iowa will have the ball. Down by 2. What's good? Robert on the street, welcome in. Like in UCLA. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win here? UCLA or UConn? So good stoppage in this game because get to see what happens in the rest of this Iowa-Florida game. What a performance by Iowa. They led at one point, 51-39, midway in the second half. Florida looking to close out. This would be an absolute stunner if Iowa drills a 3 and wins it at the buzzer. 72-70 Florida, 8.9 seconds remaining. Iowa gets the inbound. Iowa going to go for a corner 3 for the lead, and they drill it with 3.9. It ticks on the clock. Iowa takes the lead at 73-72. That is got balls right there to do. Taking a corner 3 and drilling it out in the open. Wow. That is something special. Defending national champs on the ropes with 3.9 seconds left. And they went the length of the court. That's insane. Iowa just drilled a monster 3 to take the lead. Arizona up by 12 over Utah State, 42-30. Yeah, UConn's having a lot of issues with ball control so far. A lot of the teams that's got bounced out in the second round has been teams that struggled with ball control. Kentucky had over 20 turnovers. Kansas had a ton of difficulty struggling with the handles today. Got to be pleased with UCLA so far. It's even on the glass. In order for UConn to win this game, they got to stretch this rebound margin to 10+. (14-12), 11:47 left to go in the opening half. Where that Iowa-Florida game is, Iowa leads 73-72. They put a little bit more time back on the clock for Florida with 4.5 seconds left. We'll keep you guys posted what happens over there. Man, what an incredible weekend for college hoops in the tournament. Just insane. All these incredible finishes. St. John's, the buzzer beater layup to beat Kansas this afternoon. Tennessee, Virginia came down to the wire. This Iowa-Florida Florida game, that's been electric. Hopefully a good one tonight for this one for UCLA UConn. What's good, Bryce? Welcome back in. The Leafs defense, welcome back in, bud. Inbound here for UCLA as we get back to action. Bruins go right to left on the floor. We'll keep you guys posted on Iowa versus Florida. That game's down to 4.5 seconds left to go. Dent at the left wing. Lob down low, looking for Steven Jamerson. First time on the floor, number 24. And then the corner got broken up out of bounds off Yukon. It's going to stay UCLA ball, 11:32 left to go. Yeah, I got 4 screens going on at once here. I got this one in a little bit smaller box. Bounce pass underneath Clark to Daly. Daly puts up the shot off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound. Daly got the offensive rebound. UCLA +1 on the glass right now, 6-5. And Daly launches, got it at the low block as there was a high arcer, good for 2. 16-12 Bruins. UConn on a 3-minute+ scoring droughts. Solo ball. Edge of the March Madness logo. Pushes it off to Cariban. Cariban took the 3 off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound secured by Yukon. Another 3 straight away. Mullins off the back heel. And a loose ball foul charge to UCLA. That's going to be on Daly. Iowa just beat Florida 73-72. Ben McCollum. Absolute winner. Multiple national championships at Northwest Missouri State at D2. Another defending champ going down in the second round. Inbound for UConn. Pass broke it up out of bounds. And it was off the Bruins. Yeah, I think everybody's bracket shredded after that. I don't think too many people had on their bucket list or on their bingo card Iowa against Nebraska, 9 versus 4 in the Sweet 16. Inbound for UConn. Drive, kick out to the corner. Left baseline dribble, step to the bounds. Turnover by the Huskies. Oh, Braylon Mullins back foot out of bounds. UConn having a terrible start here with turnovers. That's now 7 turnovers by the Huskies. You just can't win that game if you have that many turnovers. Wow, rough day today for the SEC. Kentucky got smashed. National champions from last year. Losing against the 9 seed. Huge bracket buster. Everybody's bracket's done. Everybody's bracket's done right there with Florida out. Donovan Dent into the hands of Sky Clark. Clark dribbles up inside the key, circles around, torses right around the perimeter. Clark on the outside finds Dent. Dent dribbles, drives, 10 on the timer, up fake, outside, into the hands of Daly. Daly dribbles, drives, inside the key, dump off, underneath, shut in the door, with a 2 and a flush by Xavier Booker. Oh, that was an excellent, unselfish pass right there off the dish by Eric Daly. Booker, 9 points for him, an X factor so far, getting the start in the place of Billadou tonight. Cariban launches the 3. Got it. Relying upon the team leader to knock down shots from the perimeter. That's his second tonight for Alex Cariban. 3-point game. Yukon just 2 for 8 from the outside. Both threes made by Cariban. He's got 11. UCLA only 2 attempted threes perfect at 2 for 2 from the perimeter. Donovan Dent dribbles up and drives it downhill to the elbow. Handoff. Off the curl goes to Daly. Daly goes up, got it stripped, and tried to save it, but sent it to the wrong player. Yukon collects the basketball. Push pass, corner 3, and no good off the mark. Missed by Mullins, and Yukon outside of Cariban cannot make a 3 to save their lives. Shovel pass, Booker on the outside off to Daly. Daly switched guarded by Reed. Dribbles, drives, penetrates the rim, blocked out of bounds by Reed. It's going to stay UCLA ball, 9:13 on the timer. Left to go in the opening half of action. What a game so far here. Physical battle between these two teams. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ward, welcome back in. Yep, down goes number 1 seed. The corner jumper is good for a deep 2 by UCLA off the inbound. 20-15, 5-point advantage for the Bruins. At the wing with Terrace Reed Jr. Reed looking for an open teammate, sends it off to Malachi Smith. Malachi Smith defending the outside. Cross court connects with Solo Ball. Solo Ball back out to Smith. Smith with 6 in the shot clock. Bounce pass, low block. Reed off the pivot foot. Puts up the shot. No good off the back rim. Tipped around. Offensive rebound. Directed back to Reed. Corner 3 by Yukon. Not even close. As they hit the rim short by Jaden Ross. Rebound secured by UCLA as they go on the 2-on-1 up the floor. Huge rejection right there by Yukon with a swat by Jaden Ross. Cariban, baseline dribble, gets right past Booker. Missed a layup. They got it back. Reed goes up and he got it blocked. Going up by Williams. UCLA will slow it down. Yeah, this is looking like the under tonight. Both of these teams fatigued in a bloodbath battle. Carly, 5-point lead for the Bruins. Dent on top into the hands to Booker. Back into the hands to Dent, 12 on the shot clock. Donovan Dent, 1-on-1, takes on Terrace Reed Jr. around the perimeter. Out to the corner, Sky Clark. Off to Dent once again, 5 at the timer. Jab step, Dent drives inside on Reed. High arcer, right to the cup, no good. He blew the layup. Back it goes to Cariban for the defensive rebound. Alex Cariban, 11 of 15 points scored so far for Yukon's total. Scoop, score, got it. Up and off the backboard, Malachi Smith scores the layup. 3-point game. I really needed that for the Huskies. Down to 7.5 left to go before halftime. Both of these teams looking gassed against one another. Next whistle takes us to the media break. Donovan Dent at the right wing perimeter. Into the hands to number 4, Jamar Brown. Outside Sky Clark lost the handle. Near side of the floor, out of bounds. He thought it was last touch by Yukon. The referee's out of bounds. Turnover charge to Sky Clark. And that's where we will take the media timeout. 7:13 left to go before halftime. Close back and forth battle. We got 2017 UCLA. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right now we're in a timeout, 100 plus watching. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win here tonight. UCLA or UConn. So if you're just joining in, this is what happened a couple minutes ago. Major upset. Number 9 Iowa took out number 1 Florida. 73-72. Ben McCullum, biggest win as head coach in year 1 in the program. Yeah, Florida just did not have the guard play to do it this year. Everybody was talking about this team has got so much size. Remember a couple years back, Arizona, when they were like the biggest team in college basketball and they got taken out as the 2 seed against Princeton in the first round as a 15? Like, Arizona was gigantic in... They lost that game. Like, that was a huge stunner. Like, size really doesn't matter. Like, if you don't have the guards. Like, that's why Florida won the championship last year, because they had guards, elite-level guards, clutch shot making, and they had the bigs to do it. And that's what you need. You need all 3 levels of that. And for Florida, they had the bigs, but they just didn't have the guard play for them this year. Right now, Arizona looking good at the moment as they are up by 16 over Utah State, 51-35. That's the only game going on currently. Texas Tech, Alabama, that tips off around 10. Winner of this game faces Michigan State in the Sweet 16. Yeah, Iowa winning just killed everybody's brackets. So many people had Florida going far. Yep, everybody's busted. Yeah, a bunch of people in the bracket group as Florida as champions, too. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Coming right back out of the timeout. 7:13 left to play. Yukon with possession. Left to right on the floor for the Huskies. Malachi Smith at the top of the key. Into the hands to Silas Demery. Back outside to Smith. Smith, 10 on the shot clock. Slides it off towards his right. Jaden Ross takes the 3. Connects on it. Plus, he was fouled. And the Wad covered up at the free throw line. A 4-point play covered up here for UConn. That's a bad foul out on the perimeter. Just late on the closeout. That's on Jamar Brown, who picks up the personals. The 3 went down. Jaden Ross, 1 free throw. And left it short. Tied up at 20. Bruins with possession. Trent Perry, past midcourt. On top, back to Perry from Brandon Williams. Perry towards his left. Dent dribbles towards his right. Handoff around the perimeter, Sky Clark. On the outside of Perry, 8 in the shot clock. Perry pressured, working on Malachi Smith, and Smith picks up the reach and foul. That's now number 6 charged to UConn. Side in for UCLA, they have possession. Trent Perry. Guarded by Silas Demery. Hand off to Perry at the top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Switch guarded by Cariban. Lob down low. Up fake inside. Off a double clutch. Putting up the shot. Missed it. Off the mark was Brandon Williams, but was fouled. So 2 free throws coming up here at the line for UCLA. Dan Hurley cannot believe the call by the officials. Look it up at the up-screen monitor at the arena in complete shock. First free throw, too long, missed off the mark by Brandon Williams. And Towers Reed Jr., that was on him. That's his second personal foul. That's a huge loss right now, as he will have to substitute out of the game for the team's leading scorer, team's leading rebounder. And a reminder, if you didn't watch the UConn game on Friday night, he had 31 points and 27 rebounds. So Towers Reed currently in some big foul trouble with 2 personal fouls, with still 6:10 left to go in the opening half. UConn with possession. Demery at the top of the key, looking to send it off. He moves it off to his right to Smith. And away from the basketball, UCLA picks up a personal. Yeah, this is just choppy right now with these fouls. Trent Perry, guilty party, picks up the personal. That's now team number 6 on UCLA. Man, the refs have to start to let these guys start to play. UConn looking for somebody underneath. They send it off on top. Dangerous pass. Cariban back outside. Stepping into a 3. Jaden Ross got it. Humongous 3 right there for UConn by Jaden Ross. It's the first lead tonight as well for the Huskies. Yeah, they need separate cams in the coaches for just a live feed just in the coaches for this matchup. Leaner, no good off the mark, missed by Brandon Williams, drew the contact and the foul. Back to the free throw line will go UCLA, and it's on number 12 of UConn, Eric Ryba, who picks up the personal. This is just outrageous with the fouls. That's now 18 fouls charged to UConn, 6 by UCLA. 2 fouls each by the 2 key players for UConn, Towers Reed and Solo Ball. Free throws both go down at the line for Williams. 23-23, 2 ties in the lead change. Largest lead, UCLA up by 6 tonight. UConn with possession, outside to the wing. Jaden Ross lines up a 3, got knocked down, got fouled. That is the second time that a shooter from the perimeter has gotten fouled attempting a 3. First one was on a make plus a 4-point play. And Donovan Dent, another horrific personal foul on UCLA, on Dent on the closeout now. You can't really see it from that camera angle. If there was contact, it didn't seem like there was any. On that initial first camera angle, Dent looks like he's clearly playing some really good defense straight up. Wow. And it happened right in front of Mick Cronin's bench, too. Tough call going against UCLA. Yeah, Cronin having a chat with officials right now. That was a tough call going against Donovan Dent there. Referee's just not letting these guys play tonight. First free throw good at the line by Jaden Ross. He has a second one. He buries that one, and he was fouled from behind the arc, so he's going to have a third. Yeah, good to see St. John's get over the hump. That was a nail-biter right there. All 3 free throws good, 26-23. Yeah, St. John's get their work cut out against Duke. St. John's is just so physical. That team, their identity is all defense, but for their offense, they struggle with their shot making for them. Gonna have to knock down some shots to contend with Duke. Bryce Hopkins had 6 threes. 3-point lead for UConn. Dent with possession for UCLA. Dent dribbles up, glides to the low block. Outside finds Booker. Booker pops up for a 3. A swoosh. Xavier Booker nails the triple. Massive 3, second made 3 tonight for Xavier Booker. A perfect 4 for 4 from the floor right now for the big. Donovan Dent up to 4 assists. Demery, bounce pass, cross court, spin cycle inside the key. Eric Ryba puts it up and scores up and off the backboard. Starting to get some scoring going on in this game. Icy Talk, welcome in. Arkansas Country Boy, welcome back in again. Donovan Dent at the wing of the perimeter. Step back three in the air, off the mark, no good. A rebound secured by Mullins for UConn. 2-point advantage for the Huskies. Silas Demery at the edge of the midcourt logo. As he takes on Sky Clark one-on-one, sends it off to Mullins. Mullins jumper, 15-footer, connects on it. Now this looks like the UConn team from a month ago. Not the team for the last week or so. UConn is starting to get into a rhythm. 30-26 for the Huskies. UCLA in a one field goal drought that's been made in over 5 minutes until that. Donovan Dent scores, low block up and good for 2. Pass midcourt for UConn. Malachi Smith dribbles, drives up to the low block, circles around, bounce pass underneath, they attack the rack with a 2-handed flush by Eric Ryba. Getting something right now in the rotation with a 7'1" center out of Germany. 4 points perfect, 2 for 2 from the floor by Ryba. Dent at the March Madness logo. Just 3 points off the bench for UCLA, 13 by UConn. Back outside of Dent, 12 in the timer. Dent off the crossover, drives on Cariban with position, draws the contact in the foul. Couldn't finish off the and one. It was around and out for Donovan Dent, but he'll have free throws coming up after the timeouts. 3:14 left to go before halftime. Media timeouts as UConn holds on to a 4-point lead. Tremendous game we got going on here. Arizona up by 10 over Utah State, 54-44. That game's down to under 11 minutes left to go. Let's go to Walt on the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, bud. If you're new on the channel, hit the thumbs up, smash the like, hit the subscribe. Great game so far. Sorry to hear about that, Jeffrey. Yeah, no problem, man. Thoughts and prayers out to your godmother. So sorry to hear about that, man. Yeah, that's the first Sweet 16 for Iowa since 1999. Wow. Ben McCullum. Just the coaching different at Iowa. National champion. What a story. Division II. Multiple national championships when Northeast Missouri State at Division II moves up to D1 at Drake. 1 season with Drake, wins a tournament game for Drake. And then Iowa, Sweet 16, first time since 99, stuns the defending champs. Alex Cariban, 11 points, leading the way for UConn. UCLA led by Xavier Booker, playing tremendous right now. 12 points in 14 minutes, 4 for 4 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the perimeter. That's huge. They have a 6'11" big drilling shots like that, popping out from the outside. That's huge production because they're without their leading scorer, leading rebounder, Tyler Bilodeau for this matchup, and he stepped up big time. Arizona by 11, 55-44 with 10 minutes left against Utah State. We're getting back to action here. Yes, UCLA plus 10.5. They're right with UConn this entire game. I actually had UCLA winning in my bracket. And that was based on how UConn had been playing the last couple of weeks. UConn had not been playing well the last couple of weeks. They lost to Marquette in the regular season finale, got smashed against St. John's by 20, having some tough time against Furman in the first half. And then late started to pull away. They had to rely on a plethora of offensive rebounds by Tarris Reed to win the game against Furman. Turnovers been the miscues today so far. For UConn, they have 8 turnovers. UCLA with 6. First free throw, good at the line for the Bruins. But yeah, I think UCLA can hang with UConn, and I actually picked UCLA to win in my bracket. Both of the free throws are good by Donovan Dent. It's only a 2-point game. 32-30 with 3:14 before half. UConn with possession. UConn's in a little bit of foul trouble as well. 2 personal fouls each by Tarris Reed, Cariban, and Solo Ball. Those are their 3 players who have 2 personal fouls each at the top of the key. Into the dribbling up towards his right with Solo Ball. Back outside with Malachi Smith. Mullins fires a 3. Got it! Wow, that's a huge shot. Braylon Mullins, a first-year, dribbles back outside to the perimeter, just hoists up a 3 and cans it down. 5th made 3 of the game by UConn. Not terrible from the perimeter today. 5 for 13 from 3. That's much better than 5 for 25 in the opening rounds. And UCLA lost the handle of it. UConn couldn't keep it in the court of play, though, as they were out of bounds. So we'll stay UCLA ball. Yeah, the 3 guys with 2 fouls are responsible for 15 out of the 35 points for UConn. UCLA side in inbound. Dent has it at the top. Dent drives up to the mid-block. Back outside to Trent Perry. Trent Perry, 5 of the shot clock. Dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. A scoop, score, up and off the backboard. Good for 2 by Trent Perry. 3-point game right now. UConn walks it up the court. Malachi Smith on the floor alongside Braylon Mullins, Silas Demery, Eric Ryba, and Jaden Ross. Outside with Mullins. Mullins, his pass broke it up. Out of bounds, last off the Bruins. Really good game we got here at the moment. Utah State's making it a battle against Arizona. 55-47 with under 10 minutes left to play. And we will have a timeout right now on this one. 35-32. 9:19. Or 1:49 left to go before halftime. I was looking at the time in the Utah State-Arizona game. They have 9:19 left to go in that matchup. We do have a timeout here taken on the floor. It's going to be a timeout by Dan Hurley and UConn. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tremendous game we got here right now. The rebound margin's tied. That's massive for UCLA, that they're able to hang in on the glass against a really strong UConn team. I think it could go either way. I actually like UCLA, in my opinion. UConn, their main guys, are in some deep foul trouble. I took UCLA in my bracket, so I'm going to stay with that. UConn has the lead because they have found their three-point shot. 5 for 13 from the perimeter, 38%. UCLA has only attempted 4 threes. They're 3 for 4. Both teams efficient at the free throw line. 9 for 10 for UCLA, 8 for 9 for UConn. Yeah, this has been a great game. UConn with 8 turnovers. UCLA able to capitalize and score 9 points off of those 8 turnovers. UCLA, though, with 6 turnovers. It's a little bit more than what UCLA would like for like a slower tempo team for them that is one of the fewest turnovers per game in the nation. Yeah, this is even right now. UConn with some perimeter shot making that they're getting. Like Alex Cariban, he had the 3-ball early and often. 2 made threes for Cariban, but guys stepping up. Jaden Ross sinking 2 threes. Braylon Mullins buried a 3. That's a huge development for UConn. This UConn team really struggled from 3-point range their last 5 games. They had just one game they shot above 33% from the perimeter. In the rest of the games, they were 32% or less. Like, they're coming off a game where they went 5 for 25 from 3 against Furman. So these guys just couldn't make their shots from the outside, and today they're starting to knock them down. Their shots start to fall. They're finding their stroke again. Gotta love it. Close type of game. Underdog seed. With the top seed on the line. All the pressure's on the top seed. And those underdog teams, they're playing with house money. And they come from behind, pick up the win. That's what the 9 seed Iowa did today. Stunning the defending champs, knock it off the big dogs, Florida. It's going to be Iowa and Nebraska in the Sweet 16. The winner of this game will face Michigan State. And based on the Big Ten trends, Big Ten, man, they have been looking amazing so far in this tournament. UConn up by 3 off the inbound. Far side of the floor. Inbound goes to Eric Ryba, 7'1" center out of Hanover, Germany. Dribbling down low. Put it up the shot. No good. Tipped off the mark by UConn. Got missed there by Ryba. UCLA with possession. Minute 35 left to go before halftime. Trent Perry. Pass midcourt. Perry at the top of the key. Towards his right off the dribble. Perry now dribbles towards his left around the perimeter. Perry, 14 on the shot clock. Dribbles towards the low block. Perry puts it a shot. Couldn't get it a drop. Was fouled, though, and it's going to be free throws. In the bonus. That's the 10th on UConn. UCLA moves up to the double bonus. Trent Perry, 2 free throws at the line. Way too many fouls on UConn. 10 as a team in the opening half. Trent Perry, only 2 points tonight. First free throw, rattles in. Second free throw, rattled out. Rebound secured by UConn with Jaden Ross. Ball, Reed, and Cariban, each with 2 fouls for UConn. They're 3 key players. Malachi Smith at the wing. Dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. Takes on Sky Clark. Sends it off to Mullins. Lob to the low block. Kick out to the wing. Push pass on top. Smith dribbles, drives, attacks mid-block. Back outside. 8 on the shot clock. They move it around the perimeter. Braylon Mullins for the shot clock. Launches from deep. 30-footer rattles in. Holy smokes, going from long-range distance for the Huskies. 5-point lead to UConn. And a timeout taken by Mick Cronin of UCLA. Braylon Mullins, gonna remember that shot for his life. A freshman. Pull-up jumper from long range, able to connect. That's a monster shot. Big time shot there. A top 15 recruit in the class of 2025 and made a shot just like that. All for UConn, struggling from 3. Today they've got it going. 6 for 14 right now from the perimeter for UConn. Man, UConn has woken up. First half, they went 1 for 14 from 3 against Furman. Tonight, 6 for 14. What a difference 48 hours makes. Donovan Dent off the double team around the perimeter. Dribbles up, drives, kick out corner. Broke it up out of bounds off Demery. It's going to stay UCLA ball. 39.1 left to go before halftime. Inbound back to Dent. Dent outside to Perry. Perry looking for an open teammate. He finds Daly. Daly backs his way inside the key up fake. Daly goes up, got it stripped, taken away. Clean a steal by Jaden Ross for the Huskies. And UConn with the shot clock turned off. They will slow it down for the final possession going into half. Malachi Smith at the March Madness logo. Smith. Push pass towards his right. Into the hands to Demery. Lobs it over to Jaden Ross. Ross swings it off to the trailer. Downhill to the cup, and a traveling violation charge to Yukon. That's on Ryba. 3.9 seconds left to go. A critical turnover. Allows UCLA with one more possession. Dan Hurley cannot believe it. Yup, Dan Hurley on the sidelines. The camera right on him, wincing off that turnover. Final possession for UCLA. Inbound, broke it up. UCLA able to get it, though. Dent heaves at the buzzer. Oh, just off the mark, no good. That looked like it was going to go in off initial launch. And we enter halftime. 38-33, UConn a 5-point lead entering intermission. What a game tonight. These two teams playing their hearts out right now. Alex Cariban. Been in just so many of these games for him in the tournament. Decided to come back for his senior season. 26 points combined in his previous two halves. Half two against Furman. First half tonight against UCLA. Started off a statement start for him, knocking down shots right from the get-go, and able to set the tone for the Huskies tonight in this game. What a difference 48 hours makes for UConn. Like, this team did not look like they were going to get it together in their system. They were bricking threes left and right against Furman. They're, like, even when they won the game, like, there was, like, not really any sort of celebration or jubilation after winning their first round matchup. There was a feeling that, yeah, we just won an ugly game. Like everybody looked frustrated after the conclusion of the game between UConn and Furman. And tonight, UConn's got their shot making going on. 11 points by Alex Cariban, 2 for 4 from 3, leading all scores for the Huskies. Braylon Mullins with 2 threes, 8 points, including a monstrous 30-footer. 9 points by Jaden Ross off the bench, including 2 threes for him. Those three guys combining to shoot 6 for 12 from the perimeter. They're 6 for 14 as a team. UCLA led by Xavier Booker. Game-leading 12 points. Perfect from the floor. 4 for 4 and 2 for 2 from 3. Also perfect at the free throw line at 2 for 2. Hey, what's good, Naja player? Welcome back in. Yeah, wild. All the tournament games. It's been insane. St. John's, Kansas. That was insane. St. John's was up by 14 and then allowed Kansas to come back in the game. Kansas tied it, and then St. John's won. Game-winning layup at the buzzer. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Celtics, T-Wolves. Celtics down right now, struggling with their offense. Just 4 points midway into the fourth quarter. 93-81 Minnesota. Yeah, Arizona, Utah State. I'm going to see if I can turn on this game. It's a close one. Arizona up by just 6 over Utah State. 6 minutes left, 60-54. Texas Tech, Alabama. That game just tipped off. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell if you like to be notified as well. This game's been even. UConn just incredible shot making for them. Six for 14 from 3 for UConn. UCLA has only attempted 5 threes. They're 3 for 5 from the perimeter. Both teams knocking down free throws tonight. UCLA 10 for 12 at the charity stripe. UConn 8 for 9. 9 turnovers by UConn in the first half. UCLA, though, with 7. Both teams turning over the basketball quite a bit more than what they would have hoped for. Points off turnover, UCLA leads that number 9-5. Rebounds, UCLA is keeping in. That was my worry tonight for UCLA, is that they would struggle on the glass without Billadou, but they're only -2 right now on the glass, so it's 15-13 Yukon on the rebound margin, and 7-5 in offensive rebounds. One thing that's helped out UCLA is that Yukon's in some deep foul trouble. 2 personal fouls each by Alex Cariban, Tarris Reed, and Solo Ball. That's limited Reed's minutes to only 11. So their leading scorer, leading rebounder for Yukon only played 11 of 20 in the first half. Tarris Reed has 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. Arizona in a tight one. They were up by double digits against Utah State. 60-55, Arizona, 5:55 left. And Utah State's got free throws. Only defending champion to reach the last Sweet 16 was the Yukon team back in 2024. So Yukon last year got bounced out against Florida. And then Florida just got bounced out against Iowa. That'd be pretty funny if Iowa goes on to wins the national championship. It's back-to-back years that the defending champion gets bounced out against the current champion that goes on and wins the season. 62-56. Arizona was just up by 4. Jaden Bradley just scored a bucket, plus he was fouled, and he drills the free throw. That dude is clutch. They're saying they need more players to come and play on UCLA. UCLA's top player is injured tonight, but in terms of, like, recruiting and stuff like that, like, UCLA has won the most championships out of anybody. It's a historic program. Playing for Mick Cronin, it should be a hot spot for anybody to bring in top recruits. Like 70 degrees in the winter, sunny in Southern California. There's like no better destination to play college hoops for than to go to UCLA, in my opinion. Huge 3 by Utah State, 63-59 with under 5 remaining. Wow, all these second-round games are tremendous. Wow. The character of Utah State, man. Coming back from a double-digit deficit against one of the top teams in the country that had just 2 losses all season long. That shows you something. Kind of want to jump into Utah State's profile because I don't think they got many opportunities to show what they were got this year. They just earned themselves a bunch of Power 5 opportunities next year in whatever tournament they go to, whether it's Bad Boy Mowers, whether it's the Maui Invitational, wherever they're at for multi-tournament events for them. You got to start to schedule Utah State. Yeah, this is one of these teams that didn't have any opportunities against the Power 5. And they're showing it right now, hanging in with a top team in the country, Arizona. Wow. They beat Villanova, which really isn't a Power 5 school. They're from the Big East. Major conference opponent, though. And this is who Utah State played during the season. They beat VCU. That was their highest caliber opponent in non-conference. Their non-conference schedule consisted of non-division Westminster, Utah, VCU, Weber State, UTEP, Tulane, Davison, Montana State, South Florida, Charlotte, Illinois State, and then they were on the Mountain West Conference games. That's insane. Like, schedule Utah State. Utah State has been a consistent NCAA tournament program for them. Good for them. They had Nemish Kate on their team a few years back. Look what he's doing for the Celtics this year at the NBA. Double-digit machine for him. Like, this Utah State team needs to get opportunities much more against big-time opponents. They deserve it. And they got, like, one of the top fan bases in college hoops that nobody knows about. Like, they pack their gyms. They got fans that go crazy. Like, shooting up 115 decibel volume levels on their whole floor. Like, they need to be given a shot to have much more quality opportunities on their resume to help them towards March to get firmly into the field, because their seeding no way should it have been a 9 seed for them. I've got UCLA in my bracket to win this one. Honestly, I think it's either way. Somebody put out here UCLA plus 10.5. For sure, I think UCLA is going to be able to hang in and do that tonight. So I'm still saying with confidence that I got UCLA in my bracket. I'm going to still stick with that, even though they're missing Tyler Bilodeau tonight. It's like anybody's ball game right now. UConn's in some big foul trouble with their 3 key players, but UConn's making shots tonight. That's the thing for UConn. UConn, all of a sudden, is hot, making shots. And that's something we haven't seen from this UConn team in the previous 2 weeks, is them make threes like they're making tonight. That's why I was so worried about UConn going into the tournament for them, because they were just stone cold. They were on an iceberg with their perimeter shooting. And now they found it tonight. They have 3 guys with 2 made threes at halftime. Utah State's right there. 66-61, Arizona with under 4 minutes left. Alabama, to the first time out, leads Texas Tech 10-7. Wow, that's impressive for Utah State. A big, strong, physical team like Arizona, which had just 2 losses all season long, won their conference tournament championship right down to the wire against Utah State. Arizona just blew a layup. Tons of bodies flying everywhere. They just got fouled, though, off the putback. Yeah, Arizona is just so big and strong. They have a 7-foot guy on their team. Bunch of, like, international European dudes in that Arizona squad. Same case with Illinois. They got a bunch of European dudes that can shoot the ball. (13-7) Alabama with 14 minutes left in the first half. Right now we're at halftime. UConn by 5 over UCLA. Basically, all the games were good in the tournament. There were very few games that were lopsided in the tournament this year. Florida against Prairie View A&M. Just, it's insane what sports could do to you. Florida came off, I believe it was the biggest victory in NCAA tournament history, where they demolished Prairie View A&M in terms of win margin, and then they lose against Iowa. It's just so cruel how sports can be sometimes, but so amazing in other ways. Like yesterday, it was incredible for Nebraska, but just so cruel for Vanderbilt, that shot that went off glass and out. 14-7 Alabama. Texas Tech having a tough time right now getting going. Oh, Alabama. People were saying that they couldn't rebound going into the tournament. Right now, they're rebounding. Alabama, 7-zip run. Alabama, brick the three. Put back rebound is good. Alabama taking advantage without JT Toppin out there. It's a humongous injury. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, a top 10 player in the country that's not available for Texas Tech. And Alabama out in full advantage in this matchup right now. Back to Arizona, Utah State. Arizona 67, Utah State 61. Arizona just drilled a free throw. 3:24 left to go in that game. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Both of the free throws go by Arizona. They build a 7-point lead. Yeah, that would be insane if Utah wins. Everybody's brackets would be broken. Yeah, Florida's a gigantic killer. I took Florida to my Elite 8 for them. A lot of people got them to the Final Four national championship as runner-up and winning the championship. A bunch of people took Florida. A tough one right there for the Gators. Yep, battle of angry coaches. 2 animated coaches. I wish there was a stream that had like the coaches cam on it with both of the coaches mic'd up for the full game. Man, that would be something special. Arizona back to the free throw line, stretching out their lead, 69-61. Second half coming up in just a moment between UConn and UCLA. Yeah, big win for Tennessee. Wow, Texas Tech is getting smashed. 20-9 Alabama. Utah State just buried a 3. 70-64. 2:35 left to go between Arizona and Utah State. Arizona 6-point lead. Utah State playing their hearts out. Wow. Arizona clutch on a 3. That was with 1 second on the shot clock, a contested 3, and Arizona just splashed it. 73-64, that's a freshman, a top 10 pick in the draft. With Burries, who just buried a 3. That's huge. They get clutch shot makers all over that roster. Man, that's a tough 3 as well. Props to Utah State. They need to get put on the schedule for a bunch of Power 5 opponents for them because they deserve it. Like, they did not have a single major conference opponent scheduled in their non-conference slate. The highest conference opponent they had was VCU in South Florida. So, they got to get opportunities there. They need to get put in a big-time multi-tournament event, like a Maui Invitational, a Bad Boy Mowers, some type of multi-tournament event that has a bunch of teams from like the Big 10, Big 12, SEC, and get that event going, because they deserve to be there. They're showing tonight that they deserve to be in this tournament, and if they weren't playing Arizona, they could possibly go to the Elite Eight, Final Four for this Utah State team. They could take down a lot of opponents for them. Like, they're playing like they're a top 4 team in the field right now. They're just going up against an Arizona team that has clutch genes. Still, there's 2 minutes left to go, so anything could happen. Somebody needs to schedule a Utah State High Point matchup for next year and put that on national TV, generating millions of revenue. Because those 2 teams deserve it, based on how they played in this tournament. Hey, what's good? Jay Ramirez, welcome in. Yeah, me too. I had UNC to win that game. I thought it was going to be close, but I liked North Carolina. I couldn't believe they choked a 19-point lead. 1:20 left to go. Arizona up by 9, 73-64. Being pushed against Utah State, which Arizona had just 2 losses on the season. In my opinion, I picked them as my national champion. I think they're the best team in the field. That's all heart tonight for Utah State. Yes, I think this one goes down to the wire. Terrace Reed, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 0 for 3 shooting. UConn's 3 best players have 2 personal fouls each. I heard about that. That's great for Utah State, Gonzaga, Pac-12, San Diego State. That's huge. Yeah, that's huge for those programs that there's going to be a new Pac-12. UCLA down by 5. They'll have possession left to right on the floor. UCLA only down by 2 in the rebound margin, 15-13. That's a plus for them. Bruins with possession. Dent, bounce pass off to Perry. Perry curls inside the key. Perry puts up the shot. Got it to go. Up and off the backboard. Good start for UCLA off the opening possession. UConn right to left on the floor. Braylon Mullins on the court alongside Terrace Reed with 2 fouls. Solo Ball also has 2 fouls. So does Alex Cariban, who's got 11 points. 5th player in the court with Malachi Smith. Pass got broken up, intercepted by Donovan Dent with a steal. Up the court, off to Perry. Perry on top, into the hands of Booker. Booker perfect from the floor, took the 3, missed off the rim short. No longer perfect as the rebound gets controlled by Malachi Smith. A deep range 3, no good off the mark by Cariban. A rebound right back to Sky Clark for UCLA. Top of the key, Xavier Booker. Outside left wing perimeter, Donovan Dent dribbles up top of the key, fires the pass off the roll down. A nice extra pass to the backdoor cutter. Connects with Daly on the buckets. That was beautiful. A dime right there. Sent from Xavier Booker, who is the roller, to the backdoor cutter, Eric Daly Jr. An incredible possession for UCLA. UConn bricked the 3 short. On to the pack, Perry collects the defensive rebound, and a loose ball foul charge to Mullins. UCLA started off strong. 4-zip run right now for the Bruins to begin half number 2. Yeah, I believe so. I believe Ghost has won the bracket challenge before. Bruins with possession, trailing by 1. Donovan Dent at the top. Into the hands to Trent Perry. Dribbles up, drives. Jumper, step back deep 2. Bumped and fouled. That's on Mullins again. Back-to-back personals. So Braylon Mullins now with 2 personal fouls. So 4 starters for UConn with 2 fouls each. That's a big development. UCLA inbound jumper baseline for the lead. They've got it. Sky Clark buries the J. 6-zip start for UCLA. Yukon stagnant. First lead by UCLA since the 5:54 mark in the first half. Malachi Smith at the top of the key. Defended by Trent Perry. Smith, crossover, switch to guarded by Booker, now guarded by Perry. To the corner, Cariban, towards his left off the dribble, soars up to the rim, no good. It goes up, got fouled. 2 free throws coming up at the line by Alex Cariban. Yeah, UCLA looks hungry right now. Man, that's a brilliant inbound. They're showing the last basket scored by UCLA to take the lead off the inbound by Sky Clark. And Cariban will shoot 2 at the line for UConn. First one is good. 12 points now for Cariban. He is the team leader for the Huskies. Foul trouble looks like this for UConn. 2 personal fouls each by 4 of their starters. Cariban, Reed, Mullins, and Ball. Second free throw is good. UConn, 1-point advantage. 17:45 left to go. UCLA with possession. Only player with 2 personal fouls is off the bench for UCLA with Eric Freeney. 4 ties, 3 lead changes. At the low block, kick outside to the corner off the Dent. Dent off the crossover. Dent had an open teammate rolling down, instead takes it himself. Dent drives, the cup, double clutch, no good, missed the layup. And he had an open gap, he just completely blew the layup by Dent. UConn drive, kick, broke it up out of bounds, last off of Daly. It's going to stay UConn ball. What a battle here tonight. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. An incredible game between these 2 teams, between 2 terrific coaches. Inbound for UConn. Malachi Smith, outside left corner. Braylon Mullins, cross-court, connects with Smith. Smith took the 3, bricked it off the back rim, rebound secured by Dent. Out of the pack, Sky Clark launches a 3. Oh, he drills it. Sky Clark splashes the triple. 2-point lead for UCLA, 42-40. UCLA comes out in the second half red hot, part of a 9-2 run in a 3-minute plus span for the Bruins to begin half 2. UConn on top, Cariban. Off to his right, into the hands of the ball. Lob to Reed. Reed at the double block. Lob inside, back to Cariban. Got it, a drop up and then off the glass. Oh, what a game we got here, even at 42. This could come down to the final shot. Cariban, 15 right now. The game leader. Skip pass, right corner, 3, no good off the mark. Missed by UCLA by Sky Clark. Great find by Dent. Clark just unable to connect on it on an open corner triple. UConn with possession. Coming off the screen, Mullins dribbles up off the up fake. Mullins lost the handle. It's a turnover. Just went wide off the dribble. Couldn't keep it in the court of play. 16:01 left to go. A second up before the media break. Slow start for UConn. Bruins with possession. Donovan Dent. Top of the key. Switch to guard by Cariban. 1-on-1 around the perimeter. Entry pass, lob finds Daly off the double team. Daly goes up, got it stripped out of bounds, and got a UConn defender flying right into the cameraman as well. This will take us to the media break. 15:43 left to go. This should stay UCLA basketball. UConn tried to save it at the baseline, and they stepped out of bounds with it, and we're going to take the media break. 42-42, 15:43 remaining. What a ball game right now as we reach the first media break at half 2. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified for future live streams in the channel. Hit us up in the chat who you like to win this game here tonight. Type it in, UCLA or UConn. Alabama, red hot, 26-10 up against Texas Tech. Arizona, 12-point win over Utah State, 78-66. Arizona advances to the Sweet 16. So Sweet 16 matchups look like this. Arizona, Arkansas, Duke, St. John's, Texas, Purdue. And the winner of this game will face Michigan State. So that's the top half of the bracket. Bottom half of the bracket looks like this. 9 versus 4. Big Ten battle. Iowa versus Nebraska for a spot for the Elite Eights. Michigan against the winner, Alabama, Texas Tech, which Alabama, yeah, they're balling. Up by 17, 27-10. Tennessee versus Iowa State. And Illinois versus Houston in the Sweet 16. Iowa against Nebraska. Who would have thought of that? If UCLA wins tonight, we're looking at 6 teams in the Sweet 16 from the Big Ten. So if UCLA able to pick up the victory tonight, wow. Impressive what the Big Ten's done so far in this tournament. Michigan State, Purdue, Nebraska, Iowa, Michigan, Illinois. We're actually looking at 7. Yeah, so if UCLA wins, right now they got 6 teams from the Big Ten. They will be the 7th from the Big Ten onto the Sweet 16. 7 out of 16 representing the Big Ten. That's something special. Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be wild. Houston, Illinois. Texas, Arkansas. Alabama probably going to get through. So that's 3 from the SEC. 4 with Tennessee. And then Iowa State, Houston, Arizona. Representing the Big 12. We come back to action. Just about 15 and a half left to go. Winner will take on Michigan State in the Sweet 16. To the rim. Cariban soars and scores up and in. Off the backboard. UCLA previous to that also scored. Coming back from the timeout. Cariban's got 17 right now. Bruins with possession. Tied up at 44 apiece. Dent at the top of the key. Crossover working on Cariban. Away from the basketball. Yukon commits the personal. Yeah, rip to the ACC this year. Another just struggling tournament for the ACC. UCLA gets the inbounds. Outside to Booker, and Sky Clark thought about it too much. Traveled at the baseline. Just going to go up and take the jumper. You buried a corner 3 earlier. This time it would have been a deep 2. Goes up in a jump shot motion and then comes back down, decides to pass it. That's up and down. 3rd turnover in the night, charge to Sky Clark. Tied up at 44. Yukon with possession. Reed towards his right. Off to Silas Demery. Outside to the corner. Cariban fires a bullet down low. Reed goes wide off the dribble. Turns it over. Wow, Yukon with a reckless possession. Just couldn't keep track of the handles. Still, issues settling in tonight for both teams. Towers Reed Jr. locked down just 4 points in this game with 0 field goals made. What a difference maker compared to 48 hours ago, posting a 31-27 game of the winner of Furman. Jumper deep 2 off the back rim, no good. Misfired by Perry, tipped around. Offensive rebound saved at the baseline by UCLA. Corner 3 over the cylinder, shot by Perry. Put back chance by Daly and called on the push-off. So they will not count the buckets. Eric Daly Jr. pushing off the offensive rebound. The ball go back to Yukon. Yeah, he shoved Mullins from behind, trying to get position. And Eric Daly Jr. now will substitute out. This has been a battle. Just above 14 minutes left to play. Cariban with 17 for UConn. The rest of the team with 27. Absolute gauntlet. Silas Demery. Edge of the midcourt logo for UConn. Slides it off towards his right. Mullins. Into the hands to Reed. Hand off Mullins. Reed with a hard screen. Play continues. Outside with 8 on the timer. Demery. Crossover. Takes on Brandon Williams at UCLA. Finds Cariban. Baseline dribble off the jump stop. Cariban runner. No good. Reed couldn't get the putback tipped around. Offensive rebound. Cariban. He scores on the third offensive board. Up and then off the glass for 2. Just the heart of a champion. Alex Cariban representing Southborough, Massachusetts. Just outside Worcester. In the Metro West, Central Mass. Hard collision between Clark and Demery. The foul is charged to Demery. Dan Hurley signaling challenge. Dan Hurley wants to challenge this call on the floor right now as he's looking up at the big screen on top. Silas Demery Jr. picked up the personal. Yeah, hard collision between both players. Sky Clark going towards his left and just right into the chest of Silas Demery Jr. with his body just falling backwards there. And Demery, the guilty party, picked up the personal. Yeah, major collision between the two. This right now is being looked at the monitor. At the moment, 4 personal fouls charged to UConn, 2 for UCLA tonight. Hit us up in the chat who you guys want to win, UCLA or UConn. That foul will stand. It's actually going to be charged to Jalen Ross, number 23, who is next to Demery. So Ross, the guilty party, picks up the personal, his 3rd. So we got some foul trouble in this game right now. UConn, 3 fouls charged to Jaden Ross as he takes a seat on the bench. 2 personal fouls each by 4 starters. Cariban, Reed, Mullins, and Ball. UCLA near side, and UCLA with Eric Daly Jr. with 2 fouls, and then 2 personal fouls off the bench by Eric Freeney. Missed 3 at the wing by UCLA with Donovan Dent. 13.5 left to go. UConn slows down tempo. Mullins travels. Turnover. That can't happen in the round of 32 for UConn if you want to continue. Can't walk with the basketball. 4th turnover by the freshman Braylon Mullins. That's a rookie mistake. Raymond, like in UCLA, that poll is even basically. 51-49. UConn has the slight edge in the poll over UCLA. UConn with 12 turnovers, UCLA with 8. UCLA without their best player, Tyler Bilodeau, top leading scorer, top rebounder right now, down by just 2 and a turnover on the Bruins. Both of these teams so animated right now. Who wants to win this game? Cameron Hurley, Cameron Cronin. Both of these guys yelling after their team. Yelling for their team right now to get going. 13 minutes left to go. UConn with the basketball. Handoff Mullins with 4 turnovers. Mullins dribbles up inside. Mullins jumper 15-footer. Got it. The rookie bounces back. 4-point lead for the Huskies. 10 points now for Mullins. Big possession leading to the 2. UCLA with it. Donovan Dent crosses midcourt. Dent off the screen set by Brandon Williams. Dribbles up towards his left at the elbow. Dent lost it out of bounds. He was looking to thread the needle off to Sky Clark. Not on the same page. A turnover on the Bruins. That's a rare mistake. Just not on the same page with one another. And Sky Clark just couldn't handle it properly. A tough bounce pass just low and away towards the far side. That's their 10th tonight. For UCLA, they're top 10 in the country in fewest turnovers per game. They only average 8.9. UConn with the basketball. 4-point lead for the Huskies. Top of the key. Solo ball. Off to the elbow. Demery outside corner. Cariban with a three. He drills it. Alex Cariban. That senior leadership right now from Southborough. 9-zip run for UConn. And a timeout taken to the floor by UCLA. Having a senior leader like that, calm, collected, composed. He could have went to the NBA draft 3 years ago. Decides after the first championship in 2023 to come back, win another championship in 24, and then decides to come back once again. Forego the NBA draft. Alex Cariban, just all-time college player in stores. 51-44, UConn 7-point lead. Man, Alex Cariban, this kid's special. 22 points in 25 minutes. When he was growing up, he trained with Jeff Hunter, who was just all-time college legend at Keene State. Division III powerhouse. So, him and Jeff Hunter, Central Massachusetts, just outside of Worcester, those two guys trained together. Jeff Hunter was the National Player of the Year at NCAA Division III a few years ago when he graduated for Keene State College up in Keene State, New Hampshire. Took his team to the NCAA tournament multiple years at Keene State out of the Little East. Those two guys trained together, and they got just an incredible mentality. Those two guys, they're just smart players. And Alex Cariban, man, the decisions that he makes, he is just so smart with the ball. Like 4 years with a program, big time clutch, like playing in so many games throughout his collegiate career. And he's been through the ups, he's been through the downs. Ups winning 2 national championships, down being crushed by St. John's in the conference tournament championship by 20, losing to Florida, the national champion, by 2 last season. 147 games. This is his 147th game of his collegiate career. He could have been drafted back in 2023. Instead, he does 4 years in college, and it helps out for the future. Because after the NBA, there's a whole nother career outside of college. And for this man to do a 4-year career, get a college degree, and then go to the NBA right after, I mean, that's huge for him, that he was able to focus on academics, get his degree, and then he's locked in rest of life after his basketball career is over, whether it's the NBA, whether it's overseas, whether it's coaching. Would it shock me if he goes into coaching? This dude is just so high IQ. The decisions that he makes. This dude's an absolute leader. 51-44 UConn. Every single decision he makes, he's just so smart about it for Alex Cariban. Cariban red hot. Been red hot from the corner, shooting the three. 22 points, 3 made threes tonight, 8 for 15 from the perimeter. He's got 11 points in the second half, rest of the team just 2. UCLA with possession. Trent Perry dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside, no good. Tip to the bounds off of Booker. It's going to be UConn ball. Yeah, somebody said here, UCLA plus 10.5. I honestly thought they were safe. Right now, they're on the ropes. 7-point game, media timeout, 11:55 left to go. You would think this is a late game. This is in the ballpark range of the time code for UCLA. 10:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Los Angeles, California, you're just heating up in prime time. It's 7:50 p.m. Pacific Time. And down by 7 for UCLA. UCLA, after a great start, can't get anything going. Yeah, I saw that today. Celtics lost to the T-Wolves. Yeah, looks like Michigan, Alabama. Let me give you guys the update on that game. Wow, that's not even close. 37-19 Alabama over Texas Tech. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell if you'd like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Right now in the timeout, UCLA is stagnant. They just can't get anything going with their offense. Yeah, that's tough for Texas Tech. Texas Tech just can't play with that pace. Grant McCaslin's the head coach for Texas Tech. He used to be the head coach for North Texas. North Texas, for years, they were like the slowest tempo team in the country under McCaslin before he was named head coach for Texas Tech. And Alabama is one of the fastest offenses in the nation. And well, Alabama's up 26-13 on the glass against Texas Tech. Alabama has 12 offensive rebounds. I was watching another video of another YouTuber, and he kept on saying for his bracket predictions for weeks going into the tournament that Alabama can't rebound. Seven-point game, under 12 minutes left to go. Circling around the perimeter with Yukon, number 0, Malachi Smith with possession. Lob over the top. Reed snatches it. Terrace Reed off a triple team down low. Right hand, baby hook, got it a drop. It's the largest lead of the night by Yukon. 53-44 for the Huskies. UCLA, bad time to go in a 4-minute-plus scoring drought. Donovan Dent, crossover at the wing. Pocket pass into the hands to Booker. Jumper, baseline, around it out. Rebound secure by Reed. And now the star players are stepping up. Cariban drilling shots. Terrace Reed collecting rebounds. That's the winning formula for UConn. Malachi Smith, handoff to Braylon Mullins. UConn start to take over in this game. Smith, around the perimeter. 11 minutes left to play. Malachi Smith, 10 in the shot clock. Smith fires a pass off to Reed. A kick out corner. 3 by Silas Demery off the back rim. No good. A rebound secured by UCLA, but a foul charged the Bruins on Trent Perry over the back. So this will stay UConn ball. I like Duke in that one. Wouldn't shock me if St. John's upsets Duke. Duke's had issues in the past going up against physical teams. UConn goes wide off the dribble. They keep it alive, though. Outside Cariban, up fake. Cariban steps into an open 3. He has got it. He is on fire. Alex Cariban is that type of dude that you level up on Super Mario, and he's got all the star power just ripping through everything right now. 25 points on 4 made threes by Cariban. 12-point game. This turned ugly in a flash. UConn did not have this type of shooting for weeks. And tonight they find it. In their biggest game of the season to stay alive in the tournament, UConn finds it. Wow. I was so concerned about this team going into the tournament. Like, they were not playing like themselves going into this tournament at all. They were breaking shots left and right. They had a terrible first half against Furman. They have found their rhythm for UConn. Playing like the top 5 team in the country that they were for weeks in the AP poll. UCLA, dribble, drive, up to the low block, fall away shot, no good off the mark by Dent. Draws the contact, though, and the foul. Down to 10:01 left to go. Alabama blowing the doors off Texas Tech, 40-22. That's on Jaden Ross, his 4th personal foul for UConn. So 2 free throws here by Dent. First one's good. That finally stops a 14-zip run by Yukon. Wow, that's the first win at Boston in 21 years. Thanks for the update, Raymond. I actually did not know that. I'm a Celtics fan, by the way. Congrats to your T-Wolves tonight. Second free throw is good. Yeah, I'll be streaming a lot more of those teams in the playoffs. So if you're a T-Wolves fan, feel free to come on back for the playoffs next month. Hoping to cover a lot more NBA playoff streams after the college season wraps up. 10-point game. Yukon with possession. Hand off Cariban. Cariban off the jab step. Looking for an open teammate. He finds Demery. And Cariban got called in the travel. Wow. Cariban with a travel. That's now 13 for Yukon for turnovers. Tarris Reed on the bench at the moment. UCLA down by 10. Chance to cut it right here. Top of the key with Xavier Booker. Handoff Sky Clark. Clark at the wing. Clark towards his right. Booker sets the screen. Clark looking for an open teammate. Finds Trent Perry in the corner. 12 in the timer. Perry off the double team. Cross court. Connects with Daly. A Daly rise and fire. Other three. He drills it. Humongous three there by Eric Daly Jr. 7-point game. That's his first triple of the night and his first 3-point shot attempt. And a timeout on the floor taken by Dan Hurley of Yukon. 9-12 left to go. What a battle. UCLA needing that tray as it gets them winning 7 as we will head to the timeout. If you're doing a stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Helps out this video a ton on YouTube being found. Make sure to vote in the poll as well. Right now, Yukon leading the poll 53-47 at the moment. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win this one? Type it in. Yukon, UCLA, Alex Cariban going off. 25 points in 28 minutes tonight for Cariban. Braylon Mullins with 10. UCLA led by Xavier Booker with 12. 11 points by Donovan Dent. UCLA has missed the last 5 of the 6 field goal attempts. On the other side, Yukon went on a 14-zip run a couple minutes ago because they made their previous 5 of the 6 shot attempts. Tarris Reed, 6.6 rebounds, only 1 for 5 from the floor. Bad game out of Tarris Reed today, but nevertheless, Alex Cariban, a humongous game with 25, with still 9-10 left to go. Yukon right to left on the floor with possession. Into the hands to Solo Ball. Ball takes on Clark, bounce pass over to the elbow. Malachi Smith dribbles back out to the perimeter. That's Demery, number 2. Now Smith push pass out to the wing with a 3 by Yukon left off the rim. Short. Daly controls the defensive rebound. Yeah, I took UCLA in my bracket. Still going to stay with a pick. Right now down by 7. Still hope for them at the moment. At the baseline, Dent flings it off to Booker. Booker powers his way down low. Working on Reed. Puts up the shot. No good off the mark. A rebound secure by Demery. Demery up the floor for the Huskies. 8.5 remaining. Silas Demery slides it off towards his left. Cariban, kick out, corner 3. A Yukon, no good off the back rim, misfire by Ball. Tipped up in the air, Reed saves it. Offensive rebound, open 3, no good off the rim. Short by Ball, scramble for the rebound. UCLA has it. Up the floor, 2-on-2. Booker, gutted a drop, and an and 1 covered up at the free throw line by Daly. That is Daly, number 3, who scored it, plus the bucket. And 1 covered up. Humongous layup there off the Euro step. That was off an outlet off the floor. Yeah, Eric Daly Jr. taking a contact, gutted a drop in the foul. Solomon Ball picked up the personal. Well, Alabama is tearing up Texas Tech. 49-25. Down to 8:11 left to play. Adrian, thanks for joining in. I can't show the actual game feed due to copyright, so it's play-by-play only. 1 free throw to get this win in 4. What a game tonight. A game of runs right now. If you're just joining in, Yukon looked like they were going to run away with this game. Yukon led by 12. They were up 56-44, and now it's 56-52. It's an 8-zip run by UCLA in the last minute and 50. 6 teams representing the Big Ten in the Sweet 16. UCLA looking to make it a 7th. Only St. John's right now representing the Big East in the Sweet 16. A pass midcourt with Malachi Smith. As we are down to 8 minutes left to go in regulation, at the wing with Silas Demery to the corner. Entry pass lob. Terrace Reed goes up and scores. Size advantage, up and in off the glass. 6-point lead for the Huskies. UCLA pass midcourt with Donovan Dent. Dent slows down tempo for the Bruins. 12 on the shot clock. Dent at the top of the key off the screen set by Brandon Williams. Kick out, corner 3, no good. Missed off the mark by Trent Perry. Long rebound, and the front court controlled by Brandon Williams. Bounce pass underneath Dent. Over to Steven Jamerson, number 24, who dunks it. 4-point game right now once again. Yukon walks it past midcourt. Solo ball. Takes on Trent Perry around the perimeter. Ball towards his left and the outside. Sends it off to Mullins. Mullins into the hands to Cariban. Cariban ran red hot. Cross court connects with Malachi Smith. And Smith gets called in a travel. It's a turnover on Yukon. Humongous call right there. Malachi Smith walks with it around the perimeter. Dan Hurley completely irate right now, talking to the officials. 6:58 left to go. Media timeout on the floor. What a battle. Winner will take on Michigan State in the Sweet 16. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game. Alex Cariban, 25 points. Braylon Mullins with 10. Off the bench, Jaden Ross, he has 4 fouls, but he has 9 points. UCLA led by Xavier Booker with 12. Eric Daly Jr.'s got 12. And Donovan Dent, 11 points, 9 assists for Dent tonight. Both teams at 45%. Yukon on the glass, they're +6, 26-20. 11-7 in offensive rebounds, but Yukon with 14 turnovers. And that's led UCLA to score 14 points off of those 14 turnovers, 10 turnovers, which is above the season average for UCLA tonight. It's going to be UCLA basketball coming out of this timeout. Dan Hurley could not believe that they called Malachi Smith in a travel violation. Alabama demolishing Texas Tech 49-25. Yeah, that's going to be a track meet right there. Alabama, Michigan. I remember last year, the Sweet 16, Alabama, BYU. Alabama put up 100 against BYU last year. They had a clinic. They were drilling shots all over. Wow, what a game. Holy smokes. These games have been incredible today. This is the round of 32, so whoever wins this one continues on to the Sweet 16 and will play Michigan State. So in this round, there's 32 teams. The round prior to that, there were 64. So 64 got cut down to 32, and now after tonight, 32 gets cut down to 16, and then after Thursday and Friday's game, 16 gets cut down to 8. And then after Sunday next week, the 8 gets cut down to 4. And then the following weekend's the final 4. And then the Monday after Easter, the day after Easter on the Monday is the national championship between the top 2 teams. 8 assists on 8 made field goals this half for UCLA, moving the ball around extremely well. Last basket they had was a Donovan Dent bounce pass to a backdoor cutter, which it was Steven Jamerson who was able to fire in a dunk. And it was off an offensive rebound, too, for UCLA. UCLA with the basketball, down by 4 with possession. Left to right in the court. Dent sends it off to Perry. Dribbles up to the elbow. Perry, leaner inside the key. Off the mark. No good. Tipped around. Terrace Reed controls the defensive rebound. Huskies with possession. Silas Demery into the hands to Braylon Mullins. Mullins slides it off towards his left to Demery. 7 up on the glass for UConn, 27-20. Down to 6.5 left to go. Demery slides it off to Cariban. Entry pass lob off to Reed. Reed bumped into and fouled as UCLA picks up their 5th as a team this half. That's on Steven Jamerson, who reaches in. And Jamerson checks out. Number 5, Brandon Williams, also back to the bench. Xavier Booker, Eric Daly Jr. both re-enter for UCLA. 6:24 left. UConn underneath gets the inbound. Cariban at the wing of the perimeter. Sends it off to the far side corner with solo ball. Back outside corner. Cariban lob down low. Reed off the double team. Reed trapped by Booker and Perry. Reed puts up the shot over Booker. No good off the back rim. Booker collects the defensive rebound. And now UCLA with possession. 6 minutes left to go. Donovan Dent. Bounce pass top of the key into the hands to Booker. Booker, handoff Sky Clark towards his left. Thought about a step back, gets it again. Sky Clark, a jumper, fall away at the elbow, no good off the mark. In and out of the fingertips of UConn. They save it though at the baseline with a rebound. Cariban walks it up the floor. 5:40 left to go in regulation. Cariban off the double team, gets it off. Just one field goal by UConn in the last 5+ minutes. Anybody's game right now. Silas Demery towards his right off the dribble. On the court with Reed Cariban. Jaden Ross with 4 fouls. And Braylon Mullins, who took the 3 and got fouled. 3 free throws coming up here at the line for Braylon Mullins and UConn with 5:23 left. Terrible foul coming around the screen there by Trent Perry. That's a critical foul. Got him from the right elbow going up on the shot. 3 free throws here at the line. That's the 3rd personal foul charged to Trent Perry, a critical one. Braylon Mullins, a first year from Greenfield, Indiana, number 14 recruit in the class of 2025. 3 free throws. First one is good. That's a critical foul. That's the 3rd time it's happened in the game, too, on UCLA. And he's an 86% free throw shooter. That's not the guy who you want to foul. He was 2 for 5 from the perimeter tonight. 2nd free throw is good. Eric Daly Jr., he's going to check out. Number 8, Eric Freeney comes in. 3rd free throw is good. He makes all 3. 7-point lead for UConn. Dent. Pass midcourt, defended by Demery. Dent at the left wing. Calls for the screen to be set by Freeney. Driving to the hoop. Dent, no good. Missed the layup off the glass. No call there by the officials. They let it play on. UConn off the rebound. Bounce pass. Threading the needle underneath. And it leads to the 2-handed flush by Jaden Ross. UCLA just could not get back defensively. UCLA in trouble. Down by 9. Jaden Ross with 11 for UConn. A lot of dribbling going on for the Bruins, needing to get something going here. Perry attacking the paint. Blocked from behind by Cariban as Terrace Reed collects the ball at the baseline. UConn with it. UConn's defense ramping up right now. 4:41 left to go. Wow, we have a whistle here up the floor. A technical foul charged to Mick Cronin. Mick Cronin just got teed up in the middle of a UConn possession going down the floor. Damn, that just wrecks UCLA's chances. Cariban at the free throw line. Buries the first one. It's 2 free throws at the line for UConn off the technical. Technical foul on Mick Cronin, that kills UCLA. 2nd free throw is good. That really just kills any sort of chance of a 7th team representing the Big Ten in the Sweet 16. For a game that has been an incredible game, Mick Cronin is still fiery along the sidelines. He might have to get ejected. He's that fiery right now. Oh my gosh, right behind the official. He is just fuming. Seven-zip run in 43 seconds by UConn. Inbound in the backcourt for the Huskies. This game is slipping away for UCLA. Top of the key, Cariban. Slides it off towards his left, Braylon Mullins. On the outside, lob Demery. Down low. Good. Mullins. Layup. 13-point lead. 67-54. UCLA in a scoring drought of 3+ minutes. UConn just went on a monster run in a 1-minute clip. Huskies look like they're back. 67-54. The 23-24 champions. They were limping into the bracket a little bit, but looks like they found their stride from their preseason top 5 projection. 13-point lead for UConn. Wow, man, UCLA. Some really bad falls tonight. And then the technical foul. But falling 3 times from behind the arc. I mean, that's a crusher. Right there. Especially against the UConn team that came in low percentage from 3 coming into this matchup. They struggle to find their 3-point shot making multiple games coming into this tournament. And all of a sudden tonight they've popped off for a little bit. Alex Cariban, he's made half of the threes, 4 for 8 from the perimeter. But those challenges that they have, you just got to learn not to foul. I mean, just so critical. Wow, huge confidence boost here for UConn because this team was struggling late down the stretch for them. They were supposed to be a 1 seed, and then they got that 1 seed taken away from Florida. It didn't really matter either way. Probably better for UConn not to play Iowa in the second round. So, look what happened there. Maybe they had that as a setup so they would make sure that they wouldn't face a dangerous 9 seed like the Iowa Hawkeyes, and looks like it worked out for UConn. Barring a miracle here, 4:18 left to go. That's a 9-zip run in a 1 minute and 5 second span for the Huskies. Yeah, this is brutal for UCLA. Especially those people who, somebody asked me, plus 10.5 for UCLA in this game, and it seemed like no problem that they would be able to cover that. And now there's a major issue with that because just terrible fouls the last couple minutes and then a lengthy scoring drought. And that was after they were moving the ball around well. They got this back to a 2-possession game. Yeah, why Mick Croner was teed up is that UConn, they had a carry with a basketball across midcourt, but the player who was jumping up in the air with a carry the basketball, he was signaling timeout. So UConn got the benefit of the officials with a timeout called, and Mick Croner flipped out at the officials and got teed up on the technical. Cariban drilled both of the technical free throws. They got the ball back and they scored once again, and it went from a single-digit game to a double-digit game. Yeah, Cronin just frustrated that UConn should have been called on a carry past midcourt. 67-54, 4:18 left to go. UCLA far side of the front court as they will have the inbound coming up. This game started to get out of reach for the Bruins. Inbound goes to Sky Clark. Into the hands to Dent. Bounce pass left wing. Handoff Dent. Dent guarded by Reed around the perimeter. Over to Freeney. Freeney, 12 in the timer. Freeney launches the jumper. No good. Came up short. Rebound secured by Terrace Reed. And UConn could use time to tick off the clock. Under 4 minutes left. The Huskies in the 9-zip run in the last 90 seconds. Malachi Smith, he'll hold it. Edge of the March Madness logo. Guarded by Dent. 12 in the timer. Outside Mullins. No good on the three. Tipped around. Battle for the rebound. Long rebound controlled by Dent for UCLA. 3-on-3 up the court. Lob down low. Booker puts up the shot. Missed it short. Booker, though, fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by Xavier Booker. It's on Mullins, the freshman, who picks up the personal. Yeah, there needs to be a separate live stream or a separate TV feed of these coaches' expressions throughout this game. First free throw, good by Xavier Booker. Second shot, no good. That's a costly one. Rebound Cariban for UConn. 12-point lead for the Huskies. Circling around the perimeter, Malachi Smith has possession, top of the key. Push pass out to the left wing. Bounce pass underneath Terrace Reed. A rack attack as he dunks it with a right-hand hammer. Oh, that was an incredible possession right there by UConn. Off a baseline dribble, nice pocket pass, perfectly placed to Reed for the right-hand slam. Largest lead by 14 for the Huskies. Sky Clark underneath, looking for somebody to get open. He floats it up. He gets the buckets. Under 3 minutes left to play. UConn in the backcourt. Malachi Smith with possession. Malachi Smith with possession as my connection just froze. My apologies for just a brief moment. Baseline dribble, Mullins, lob, cross-court, intercepted. UCLA with a steal, 2-on-2 up the floor for the Bruins. They got a strip. They lost it. Back it goes to UConn, approaching the 2-minute mark left to go. My apologies with a buffer right there. Lost internet connection for just a brief moment. If you can't hear me for some reason, just refresh the stream and it should be able to get there. I'll post that in if. And dropping frames like crazy. My apologies about that. Happened again. Terrace Reed at the free throw line for UConn. 69-57. We're down to 1:51 left to play. So if you can't hear me for some reason, all you have to do is just refresh the URL. You should get it. I believe when my stream buffers, the audio gets lost, but if you refresh it, you should be able to get it up. Missed free throw by Reed. Kick out corner for UCLA. Daly attacks the rack, blew the layup, put it off the glass, no good, clobbered and fouled. 2 free throws are waiting. Eric Daly Jr. at the line, 1:36 left to play. And that's on Jaden Ross. He has just fouled out of the game. So Jaden Ross is out for UConn. $11 points tonight for Ross. If you're doing a stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm going to end this poll right now since UConn's on the verge of winning. Wow, this tough loss without Tyler Billadu tonight. Tough loss without Tyler Billadu tonight. They go empty that trip at the free throw line for UCLA. Missing both of the free throws by Daly. And we'll have a stoppage on the clock with 1:29 left to go. Brutal way to end for the Bruins. This will put Silas Dummery at the free throw line. 81% free throw shooter for UConn as UCLA gave a foul. That's their 9th. Free throw shooter for UConn as UCLA gave a foul. That's their 9th as a team. Yeah, this game's been dragging. Second free throw is good as well. Yeah, only internet I have in my area is called Xfinity. $71-57. UCLA dribbles, drives, penetrates the paint. He reach and fall charge to Yukon. It's going to stop the clock. Free throws coming up. 1-1 bonus for UCLA. 1:17 left. Yeah, injury has been a big part of this tournament. So if Joshua Jefferson can't come back for Iowa State, then Tennessee has a shot there to take down Iowa State. First free throw missed to the line for UCLA. Man, just a terrible way to go off for UCLA. For a team that had been making their free throws too this season, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country, and that's now back-to-back trips they go 0 for 2 at the free throw line. So that's now 4 straight missed free throws at the line for the Bruins. 14 point, 2 shots, double bonus Yukon. First one's good by Mullins. Second free throw is good. Wow, this got ugly in the final minutes in the second half. 17 by Mullins, the first year. Dent push pass corner. Daly launches a 3. That's well off. This UCLA team completely ran out of steam. In the Sweet 16. Shot clock violation on Yukon. 29 seconds left to go. As Yukon will get their reserves right now on the floor. It's going to be Yukon, Michigan State in the Sweet 16. The reserves for both teams on the court. 16-point lead for Yukon. Final seconds left to go. UCLA missed the shot off the glass. Yukon with a rebound. This 16-point victory for Yukon, it does not indicate how close it was throughout, and then UCLA just completely ran out of steam the final 10 minutes in regulation. Technical foul charge to Mick Cronin, and then the critical foul call on the three-point shot attempts. That's where things just got out of control for UCLA, and they just couldn't come back. They got it to a 6-point deficit. Looked like they were going to come on back, and then all of a sudden, Yukon goes on a 9-zip run in a 45-second span and completely clobbers UCLA. 73-57 the final score. Thanks all for joining in, being a part here on the channel. My apologies for the buffer at the end. I don't know what's up about that. Weird that my internet having an issue right now for some reason. If you guys enjoyed the stream, smash the thumbs up. The Niger player Norma, Kelly, Ogie, Russell, Rydog, Asher's fan for life. All on the prowl. I am Ghost, Ian, Edith, SGA Sports Talk, and Elaine. Thanks all for joining in, being a part here on the stream for this one. Congrats to Yukon, Sweet 16 bound for the Huskies. 73-57 the final score. Thanks for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.